Hola, hola. So I'm excited. We're going to start the series of getting to know yourself. You know it yourself. Yeah. So what does it mean to know yourself? I think that's a super deep question that we are not going to answer in this one YouTube video, but we will try to answer it in many videos. And I will start with proposing a body-mind approach to this question. So what does body-mind mean? I think we hear that term a lot, right? Body-mind connection, body-mind approach, mindfulness. These are terms that just get thrown around, usually in a context where yoga pants are involved and perhaps nice scented candles or things like that, right? And it all goes together because we are triggering the senses. So what I want to talk about really is my understanding of a body-mind approach when I will be trying to relax, to know myself a little bit better, or working with somebody as well. So body-mind means that I will use my mind to relax my body, and I will use my body to control my mind, right? So probably the first part you think is quite obvious sounding, even if maybe we achieve it more or less or not, or sometimes, right? Yeah. So using the mind to relax the body, yeah, that sounds like feasible. Okay, I say hand relax. Okay, I drop my hand, but I'm dropping it, right? And now I'm telling my hand, okay, this muscle is still acting, so muscle relax, muscle. Hey, hey. Maybe it's not always doing what I tell it to do, especially those back muscles, you start going into, laptop asana. Yeah, you know what I mean, right? And you just start sort of contracting and you say, okay, I'm gonna relax now. And it doesn't happen, right? And that's something that we maybe lost because we don't have that body-mind connection so well built out in our conscious mind. You might say, I mean, they're always attached, right? The head, the body, it's all together. I mean, if they're not attached, you're really in deep trouble. Relaxation is the least of your concerns. But let's come back to this reality of the world. My head is still happily attached to my body, and still sometimes, yeah, I have that tight muscle in my back that's not like quite relaxing, yeah. And why? So I searched a lot, and I found a way to create that association between my head and my body to tell my body to relax and actually get it to listen, right? And more interestingly, I discovered that when my mind is just racing and going around in circles and circles and circles and circles, and sometimes squares or triangles or whatever shape minds like to go around in, I can also use my body to control it. And that is again by creating those associations. So what do I mean by an association? An association is something that I will do a movement like a deep yawn on command. I will learn to trigger what is usually a reflex. But the trick is that I don't need to do it myself. I need to trigger the reflex, so the spontaneous action. So if I do it, that's not true. I need to learn how to get into my body and trigger that spontaneous action. So it's moving from action to non-action, right? So it's non-action because I'm not doing it myself. It's rather a non-doing. It's an action through non-doing. So you see how we're building these concepts of going from mind to deliberate action, which is now I'm moving my hands deliberately, right? To non-deliberate action. So triggering a reflex like yawning, which I'm gonna put another video about pendiculation and yawning. It's coming up next or soon or in my channel. Just look for it. I will learn how to do the little box thingies any day now. And that's what I want to talk about, that the mind and the body have a really intricate connection. You are correct that they're always attached and they're always connected, but we are not using that deliberately. And here, that is the key, is in having the deliberate intention to use your mind to relax your body and actually achieving it, and the deliberate intention to use your body to control your mind. Because maybe I am very stressed, but I have learned how to relax my stomach, and I can relax my stomach and feel less stressed. So try it now. Just, rub your belly a little bit. See what the state of your body is today. And this is the really very first step in getting to know, establish your body-mind connection is actually making a connection, right? How am I today? Have I ever actually felt my belly? I mean, what's the state of my belly today? And you can try to like press into it a little bit. I'm pressing right below my ribs. I know you can't see it. So just press into it lightly. See if it's, warm, cold, tight, fluffy. Do you feel any pain? Do you feel any resistance? Does doing this cause you some kind of rejection? Like, oh, I don't want to touch my belly. And all these things are interesting things to know about yourself. I mean, and start to establishing that body-mind connection. Of course, body-mind, anything that requires the body needs time. It needs like exercise. Anytime you want to build a new skill, you need to practice it, right? And the more you practice this, establishing this connection between your mind and your body, the more that it will work later when you need it. And if you're some kind of very stressful situation and you say, I want to relax on command, it'll work if you have practiced it before. The mind learns faster than the body. I mean, your mind can transform in 1 second when you hear the right phrase or you have the right input. Or if you see, sometimes it's like in a negative way, you see a very shocking image presented to you and boom, this is like recorded in your mind forever. Because that's the way that minds work. Which is fascinating and powerful and also sometimes a bit dangerous, but we're going to flip it into the powerful part. And it's powerful when you add your intention to it, meaning when you do it deliberately. These mechanisms are working in you all the time, but they are not working for you necessarily because you're not doing it on purpose. And that's the whole topic of what I really want to explore like more practically in this channel, of how to learn to be the master of your fate is also being the master of your body. Thank you. Bye. Subscribe.